computer. There we go. Okay. Now let me do this next thing here. Now you guys are you guys seeing my machine right now?
Yes.
Okay. Then let me do this. Let me go ahead and let me open up Revit and we can go ahead and get this show on the road here. Okay. Can you guys see Revit starting right now?
Yes.
Okay. And I apologize, guys, but here we are. It is October the 28th, and this is week 10 of CAD for Construction at Monroe Community College, the fall semester 2021. And what we are doing right now is we now have proof of concept. We have liftoff, and we're going to go ahead and work on this. So I will get you guys up to snuff real quickly here, and we will get going on this. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to move this over to the side here, get all this out of there. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to open a project that that I completed before. I'm going to go here, and it's actually on my desktop. And this one's actually CIT. Okay, over here, right here. And it's in here. And the one that I had here, it's Revit floor plan. I think that's the one right there. Yeah, I think that's the one. Revit floor plan time. Let's see here. Okay, all right, that's an old one, but we'll go ahead and just let it open up. Okay, let's see how we do. Okay, yeah, that's okay. That's where we're going to go with this. I did this. Okay, did this before, so I'm close out of this one, and I'm going to open up a different one, which is actually going to be. Not sure if that's one or not. We'll try that again. Hopefully it'll work. Okay. Okay, yeah, this one's in good shape. Okay, this is what we're going to do here. Very good. After all that. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, as I'd mentioned, we would go out to the we go out here, and we go out there, and what we do is we go ahead and we go to here, and what we do is do the login. And as we get into here right now, we would then go over here, and I actually logged in right here. And what we would do right now is we would go ahead and we would go to over here. We're on weeks 9 and 10. We're over here. So what we would do is we do two things. First of all, this is what you would have handed in for tonight. This is what you would have submitted. And then over here, you've got a Revit floor plan 1. This is actually, that is what you're going to, that's where you're going to submit it. Right down here, the blue link is where you're going to download the CAD floor plan. And over here is the Revit floor plan. You're going to download those things, which you would do right here. So those are a couple things we have right here. So working on that, the end result of what you're going to have right here is going to be this. Okay, it's going to look like this when you're all done. And this is what the project will look like. Okay, this is what it's going to be. And this is how this works here. Now, let me just kind of stop for a second here, because the question was last week when you guys worked on the sandbox, there was a question about how the roof works. So let me go ahead and open mine just to show you what I did last week. So I did this Revit sandbox last week. By the way, this is what I was talking about here. You can see how it says Brennan.0001. And this one says Brennan. And what you're saying is you can't change the name right here. Is that what you're saying there, Kay?
Yeah, I can't change the name at all. So right now it's named something entirely different than what I want it to be.
Okay, what you would do then, now you're using a Mac, right?
Well, I'm using Horizon, or no, I'm using Parallel. So that's like I'm on a Microsoft.
Okay, so what you would do then is to change the name, you probably couldn't, I mean, you could go in right here. Like I was able to click right here and do this, so I could name it Revit Sandbox Brennan, and then just go ahead and let's see if I can't change this right here. Let me see if I can't change it to 2. See if I can do that. Yeah, just let me do it right there. So I'm not sure why you couldn't do that.
Well, I can't even view where it's saving. I'm like,
oh, you can't find
I mean, if you want, we could just look at it later after people.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll do that. And so going back over to here, I'm going to open this up, and we got this the sandbox, and the sandbox looks like this here. So this is what we worked on right here. Now the question that I know you had there, Jared, was this right here. So as I take a look at this, this is what it looks like from the top down. This is what it looks like from the second floor. Now I can see my roof right here, and you're saying you can't see yours, correct?
That's right. I can't see anything when I click level 2.
Okay. Now over here, you said you had a level 3 and it said basement, which that.
Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of default things. Level 1, 2, 2 TO footings, 3 TO basement slab, foundation wall, roof, and site. So that must have all come in with the generic template.
Yeah, when you here, let me show you something real quickly here. When you start a new project in Revit, you go to File and go to New. And there's two different templates. If you just use this one, if you didn't change it, okay, if you didn't change it and you hit OK, it's going to go ahead, it's going to start a project. And what it's going to do is going to give you this right here. All right.
Yeah, that's what mine looks like exactly.
That's what you got right there. Now, this isn't a bad thing. The only thing is it gives you a lot of extra information that we're not going to access. So therefore, what I'm telling you to do and what this is are going to be two different things. So therefore, that's problematic from that point of view. It's not necessarily a problem if you want to get to that level of detail, but we're not going to go to that level of detail in this class. So in that sense, it's not appropriate for what we're doing, but it's not a bad thing. Does that make sense?
I think my answer is just go use your template, right?
That's going to be the easiest thing. But the thing is, you can also, it would be, I mean, you could actually go in here and just delete these things too. I mean, it's not really a big deal. The thing that's kind of bothering me though, is why you can't see the information. So I'd have to take a look at your project. So maybe I can take a look at some projects a little bit later. But for right now, let me close this one. That's what that template looks like. So I'm going to close out of here. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go into this one right now. So this one right now looks like this. This is the project that we talked about last week. This is what I worked on. And this is the Sandbox Project. So the Sandbox Project is just like that, not too much. And in a proper configuration, what you're going to have here is these walls right here. As I clicked on this right here, the walls were drawn at level 1 right here. Let me do this. Let me get the little spotlight here. Okay, the walls actually they start at level 1 and they go up to level 2. That's what you want them to have. And so if that didn't get changed, there may be something different going on there. And interior walls then will not go up as high as those. Okay, so that's just how that works. Now, if I were to go in and do just a totally from scratch thing, so I'll use this one. I'll go to New, and I'll go and I'll use the Imperial architectural template, and I'll use this. So this is the one that I'd recommend you use. Now, when you go into here, let me show you something. If I don't change anything over here, you'll notice that I've got, if I start to draw walls, I'm starting at level 1. I'm going to go to wall, and I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to use wall. Now look at this. It says level 1 is this right here. It's level 1 is here, and the top constraint is unconnected. So if I were to go ahead and if I were just to create a rectangle here, which I'm going to do, go like that. And when I have that, I'm going to make it 25 feet this way and 25 feet this way. So when I do that, I've got this kind of a look here. If I go and take a look at it in 3D, it's fairly large. Okay, so if I do that, it's a fairly tall item right there. It's a large gray box. So that's what you have there. Now, if I go back to floor level 1, I don't even know if I have an interior floor plan, but I might. So let me go to wall. And when you did this, did you see down here that there was an interior wall in here that was specifically called interior wall?
Yeah, that's what I did for the interior ones.
And
it was interior 4 7/8 partition.
Okay, that's what. Okay, so use 4 7/8. So watch this. I'm gonna go ahead and draw this. I'll draw this straight down, and I'll go ahead and draw this straight across like this and do that. Now, once I've done that, let's take a look at it. And when I go to 3D for this one, what you see is this. See that? That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The reason why is exterior walls are by default going up 20 feet. Okay, because they've been set not to connect to anything. So that's why they do that. The interior walls don't. The interior walls, you take a look at their settings, they're level 1, and the top constraint is up to level 2. All right. The exterior walls that we drew it on are level 1, and they're unconnected with a height of 20 feet. You follow me?
Yeah, mine aren't quite that high, but I think probably 9 or 10 feet.
Okay, well, if they're in any case, if I want to select all these walls, I can click on one of them. And here's a little trick. You can go ahead and go to select all instances. And then when I do that, I can select all of them. And then what I can do is go here and say, instead of being unconnected, I want you to go up to level 2, and I'll hit apply. Now, when I do that, it does this where they're all the same height. All right.
That's what I needed to know. Thanks.
Yeah, and so that's how you go ahead and you fix that. And that's how we can put that together. So that's kind of a quick and dirty explanation as far as the defaults in Revit. Okay, now let's get
Quick
to,
question.
yeah.
How did you open more than one window? Like you open 3D level 1, level 2. I don't have that option.
Well, when you start, okay, you should by default, you're using Revit 2022, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so what you're saying right here is you're not seeing these tabs as you're starting to open it up. You're not seeing these different tabs?
Yeah, no, I cannot, like I don't have option to open it up.
Okay, you don't have an option to open up different projects?
Yes.
Okay, well, to do that, you just go up here and go to, and if you were to go to file right here, you can actually just go right here to open and go to open project, and you can open additional projects at any time. You can have several projects open at a time.
But the way the tabs come up is you double click on them in the browser window, right?
Well, what you would do is these tabs right here. Yeah, the tabs actually come up like down here. So if I go here, I can look at level 2, like there, and this is level 1. So I can do that, and they pop up over here like that. So these different tabs right here are all coming from the project browser. So what's happening is we're taking a look at, again, using my example that I used before, we're looking essentially like a Lego model. And as we look at the Lego model, we can take a look at from the top down. That would be like your levels, because those are floor plans, or rather level 1, level 2. And then you have elevations and so forth. You have those. And then we talked about you could do sections and so forth. So what's happening is every time you take a look at it in a different way, you get a different view over here. So hopefully that makes some sense. I'm not sure I'm helping. I hope I am, but I'm trying to explain this. Okay, so it's actually a pretty simple concept. You have multiple views. Now, right now, I'm looking at 3 different projects right now. Okay, so I'm going to close them one at a time. So I'm going to go out here, I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to close this one. So I'll close out of there. Save changes. No, don't need to save those changes. Now that brings me over here. This is my Sandbox project. So I'm going to close this one too. I'll go to File, and I'll go to Close. I don't need to save any project. Now this is the one that we're going to work on tonight. This is what we're going to work on tonight. This is what it looks like, and this is going to look familiar because this is actually what we did the first week. The first week, it's not the first week, but it's the first floor plan that we did in this class. So we have that right there. And so as we put this together, we're going to go ahead and make this work right here. One thing I would probably do here that would be different, I don't know if I did this for sure, but if I click on this door right here, it should flip in the other direction, just because you typically want to have the door flipping against the wall. You don't want typically the other direction. So probably this one too. That's something I should have fixed right there. So I'm not sure why that is, but it is. So we got that going on here. Now, how do we do this? Let me show you how we go ahead and put this together here. Now, we're going to get into this. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave this up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new project. So I'm going to File. I'm going to go to New. And when I go to New, what I want to do is I want to browse for the template file. I already downloaded the template file. Remember that. So I'm going to browse out here and use the template file that was provided on Blackboard. So I'm going to go out here. I'm going to grab that. So I'll browse out here, and I'm going to go to my my computer here, and I'm going to go to my downloads. And right here, I've got the Revit Floor Plan 1 template. That's the one I want right here. I downloaded that tonight, Revit Floor Plan 1, and I'll open that up. And it'll say this Revit Floor Plan 1, and depending upon how many times you saved it, it'll go ahead and show up there. So I'll hit OK. And it's going to go ahead and open this up. Now, it was an older Revit 2018 file, so I guess we're just going to use that. So we should be good to go. Okay, now at this point, how do I go about using the CAD file? Because I could start to draw this from scratch, but there's a very cool thing I can do here. Now watch this. This is worth the price of admission. Very often when you're working with people who are getting into Revit, they are going to already have an investment in legacy drawings, meaning they've already got CAD drawings that exist out there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Insert tab right here. We're going to go to the Insert tab. When we go to the Insert tab, we're going to go here and we're going to choose Link CAD. I'm going to choose Link CAD. So go to link CAD, and when I go to link CAD right here, I've got this one right here that I downloaded tonight, which is Floor Plan 1 Master. I think that's the one. Yeah, it's called Floor Plan 1 Master. I'm going to grab this. And then when I do this, I'm going to do a couple things here. First of all, I can change the, I want to make it say the current view only. So I'll click on current view only. These details, by the way, are important. I just want you to see these things. So I'm changing it to current view only. And as far as colors, I'm going to change the colors. Let's see here. Should I leave them? Maybe I could make them, I think I could leave them. Yeah, I think I can preserve them. I think I can. I'll just go ahead and preserve them. I'll leave them the color that they are. Other than that, we should be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on, so it should be current view only. I'll preserve the colors and hit open. Now, when I do that, it goes ahead and drops it in like this. So there it is. That's what I've got right there. That's what it looks like. Now, this should look familiar because this is what we did for Floor Plan 1. So I've got this. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to draw walls. Now, how do I do that? Well, I go up here and go to architecture, and then I go to the architecture tab right up here. So I click on the architecture tab. And then down here underneath, I've got wall, and I go to wall architectural or whatever. I'm going to use wall architectural. So I use that wall architectural. Now, what do I want to use? I want to use the, I've got one out here. It's actually called exterior wall. I've called it exterior wall 5-inch. That's what I want right here. So I'll grab the exterior wall 5-inch. I'll click here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by placing this. So what I want to do right now is I want to use this right here, which allows me to use pick lines. Pick lines allows me to place these in here so it looks correct. So I'll click right here, and I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and use this line right here. And I want to use the wall center line. So I'm going to go here, and I'll go ahead and click it there. And it went in the wrong direction. So I'll go ahead and I'll hit my tab key. Okay, went the wrong way. So it went the wrong way. So I'll go ahead and Control Z. I'll move that back. Let me try it this way. Instead of picking the lines right here, maybe let's see here. That should work. Why is that not working? Okay, let me try this again. Let me try this. Let me try the finish face exterior. Let me try that. I'll go here. There we go. That's better. So we go to finish face exterior. Now look at this right here. I go to finish face exterior. That works out better. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click right here, and it draws the wall. At least it should have. Let me go ahead and see if it's showing up there. Yeah, okay. So I've got this right here. So I got that first wall in place right there. And by the way, what I did right here is if you toggle this on and off, it gives you different kinds of information here. So I want to leave that on. Now I'm going to continue to draw this. And so I'm going to go ahead and going to continue like this. And I'm using this right here. This is pick walls. This allows me just to hover my cursor over a wall. And when I do, I can actually cause it to actually draw along here. So I hover here, and you'll notice that the dashed line is inside the wall, which is what I want. So when I see that, I click. And I'm going to continue on through here. I see the dashed wall. I see the dashed line inside, and I click. I see the dashed wall inside, and I click. Now over here, I'm going to have to fix that because there's a gap right here, but that's okay. We'll get to that. Okay, there, and there. And then this last one goes here. All right, now once I've got that, the only thing I was going to say is right now it's got some openings. Okay, so let's just take a look at it in 3D to see what.
Is that wall towards the door that says 3 inches on the left side supposed to be black also?
You mean this right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with that. Okay,
Okay.
because it's like I see exactly where you're going with that. So notice that I've got this right here. This is what it looks like. Okay. Now at this point, because we're using a CAD plan and the walls are not continuous, it did this. It gave us breaks, but we can fix that quite easily, which we'll do right now. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go back to level 1, and I can fix this several different ways. What I can do right here is I can click on this wall right here, and when I do, there's a blue circle you see right here, and that's called drag wall end. That's a drag wall end control. So I'll just drag this down over to here. Got to click on it. Click and drag it. And so I'm going to drag it down here and let it go there. So when I do that, that connects. And then what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to get rid of this, getting rid of that part of the wall. I'm just going to take this and drag this over. So I click and drag it over like this. When I do that, they heal beautifully. And then so you just click and drag it. Okay. When you do that, you're done. And if you need to watch this video once or twice, go ahead and do that. But when you're done, it should look like this. Okay. And how did I do this? Well, I did it simply by using the existing information that I had here, the existing walls. Also, I turned this on or off as I needed to. So I've got that going on right there. So I've got that, and the thicker lines are actually more helpful here. Now the interior lines, okay, so I'd go to wall and I would choose wall structure, architectural, and I'm going to change the wall type to interior, which is down here. So with interior, I've got one actually called here interior wall 5-inch. You want to use the interior wall 5-inch, okay? So I'm going to go to here. And now for this one I'm going to use the, I'm going to try the wall center line here. And I'm going to pick right here and pull it right to the end there and click. And that one works out nicely. I'm going to use continues the wall center line for these interior walls because it works out better. I'm going to go right down to here, click there, and go right over to here and click there and go right over here. So basically I'm just tracing and it works out really, really, really nicely. And then over here, I'm going to go ahead and pull my cursor right here. I'm going to click here and pull it down. And I'm going to go ahead and drop it right there. And then over here like that. All right. Then I'm going to go right here and go just right across like that. So now it's looking like this just makes life a lot easier when you have an existing CAD file, which is what I'm doing right here. So since we already had it, why not use it? So that's what we did right there. So once I've done all that, I think that might need to move a little bit. So I'm going to click on this, just use my arrow key to move it up a little bit like that. Okay, so once I've done that, it's all in place. Let's take a look at it in 3D and bada boom, bada bing, you got that. All right, so very quickly, we were able to make that happen. Let me just stop and pause. Any questions so far? Okay, all right, so once you got that, we went ahead and put that together, and I'm using the CAD file to make that all work. So back to level 1, and I've got some other information here. I've actually got these doors. So the doors, I just go over here and choose door, and these doors are all 36 inches, so I'm going to use 36 by 80. I actually did this last week, didn't I? And I'm going to go here, I'm going to go and take and place this right here. Now, when that's in place right here, it looks good, and I can actually start to number them as I go along here. I'll make that number 1, like that. And just so that it does this. And then once it's in place, I'm going to take it and I'm going to just use my arrow keys to kind of like push it in position like that. That's number 1. Then I'll continue on here, go to wall door again. So I'll go to door and I'll go ahead and place one right here. So I'm going to place this one right here like that. And that one looks good. That's door number 2. I'll go ahead and place this one right here. And I'm going to flip that one. That's door number 3. I'm going to go over here and go there. And that's door number 4. And I'm going to go over here. I'm going to make this one. That one's going to be door number 5. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to touch it here, drop that, and drop this one here, and hit the flip and over like that. So very quickly, I was able to do this. I'm going to hit my escape key to clear my selection, so I don't have anything going on anymore. Then I can just use my arrow keys to move it into position, as I did right there. Same here. I click on this and use my arrow keys to move it over like that. So I got that going on. So I got my doors are all in place. So we have that right there. So that's good. We are good to go. Now, one thing that that I'm not able to see right now are my windows, but I'm going to put the windows in because you notice you got 5-foot windows and 4-foot windows because it's what we did before. So now I'll go to my window and I've got this slider with trim 60 by 36, which is what I want. These windows are all 60 by 36. And I'm going to go, this one is the 5-foot one is. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to place it. Let me get that slider with trim 60 by 36. I'm going to go ahead and place it right here, basically right in between those. And I'm not going to worry too much about the exact placement. You just want to get it between the dimensions. And as you do that, you're able to place these and you'll be able to move around if you needed to. But right now we have those and I've got those in position. And then I'll use the 4-foot window, which is going to window. And that's 48 by 36 slider. And I'm going to go ahead and put these, and this one's going to go here. I'm going to place this right in here, like that. And it breaks the wall beautifully. Got another one right here. And one more, I think, is that it? Yeah, one more here. So I got one here. So I pull my cursor up here. I'm going to drop this there. So at that point, let's see what it looks like now. Go to 3D and looks like that there. So it begins to really give you a lot of realism. Okay, you got doors, you got windows just by tracing over the top of what was there. So you got that going on. Okay, one more thing for level 1. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place the fixtures here. So the fixtures, I actually save them for here. They're down here under families. So I go under families, and if I go down here under my plumbing, I've got 3 different fixtures. I got the toilet, tub, and the vanity. So I'll go to the tub, And when I click on the drop down for the tub here, I've got this tub rectangular 3D. And I'll go ahead and I'll click and drag it in. And when I place it here, it has to find a wall. You'll notice that unless it's on a wall, it won't let me set it in. So I'll go ahead and put it on the wall and do that. So that's in place right now. So I've got that there. Then I'll grab the toilet, and I'll grab the toilet, and we'll go ahead and take this, and that's going to go on the wall too. I'm going to get my space bar. Space bar lets me rotate it. I'll go ahead and place this like that. And then we're going to go to the vanity. And the vanity is right here. Take and drag that in here. I'm going to drop the vanity right next to this. And the vanity is going to go right pretty much on the wall right here. So that looks good right there. So then at that point, if you want to see what something looks like, I mentioned this last week, but you could actually do this where you could actually go this and go here and put in a camera. Well, I go here and I put a camera in here and I click it here. I can take a look at this, the bathroom right there. And that's so far up, I can't see anything. So let me see if I can open it up a little bit. Might have to, yeah, might have to hide a door or something. So I'm in pretty close. Okay, so I've got that going. And yeah, I should go do this. Yeah, it looks like that's gonna give me real great benefits, but we'll try it. Okay. Okay, so that's not giving me a whole lot. So as I've got that, we're at level 1, we got that right there. And so, oh, that's way spread off. Okay.
Professor?
Yeah.
So when I was doing the sketch, looking at the sandbox drawings, when I was adding doors, you see the numbers like between the doors. I wasn't getting those. Is that okay if that wasn't in my drawing? Like
yeah,
showing.
That's fine. Don't worry about that. As you begin to do this, those are called door tags. So when you go to the wall, if you're in if you're in door right now, right here, you'll notice it says tag on placement. If you don't have that turned on, it will not give you the numbers. You can always number them later. So I'm not going to grade you off for that. Okay.
Okay.
So no, don't worry about that. Okay, so we got that. So now that we've got those items in place right there, and I couldn't get a good 3D if it was a little too tight. That gives me all that. Then the only thing you'd want to deal with then is at that point, I could then turn off the CAD plan because the CAD plan, I don't need it anymore because I drew everything. Now to get rid of the CAD plan, let me show you something that's interesting here. If I click on any part of this, of the CAD plan, all the little blue text and dimensions, they highlight. So what I want to do right now is I want to hide that. So to hide it, I right click my mouse and I've got hide in view as an option. So I'm going to hide in view this element. When I do that, the CAD plan no longer is visible. So now I got a nice clean view. So I use the CAD plan. It's still available, but I got it turned off right now. Now, next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to put on a roof. We talked about the roof before. So the roof goes here. I'm going to use roof by footprint. And I'm going to go here. And here's the notice. Jared, this is what I was talking about before. Did you see that?
Yep, that's what I didn't get under the other
And
template.
it could be because you were using the other one. And so therefore, I'm not sure why I did that, but anyway, it didn't. But in any case, it's going to go to level 2. So I'll say yes. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my, I'm going to use the pick walls. And I'm going to use a 1 foot overhang, 1 foot. And I'm going to go ahead and touch it here. Now, when I touch it there, it gives me an extension. And all of these are going to have a slope, but that's okay because I will fix it later. I'll go through and take out the slopes I don't want later. Let's just see what it looks like when I go ahead and go all the way around. So I go all the way around. It gives me a gentle line, a magenta line. I click my green check mark and it did something. Let's see what it did. So I go here and there it is. That's what it looks like. So now that is how that appears. Now, there's a couple things that I would change about this. First of all, that's a hip roof and that's fairly non-standard. So I want to fix that. And that's what I'm going to do right now. So how do I do that? So to do this, I would go over to my level 2. When I go to my level 2, I'm actually able to see the outline of the roof right here. And to edit it, I click on it. I click on that. Now, when I click on this, I have the option of going up to edit footprint here. So go to edit footprint. And then what I would do is I'd go over and highlight this wall. And then I could go ahead and uncheck the define slope right here. So I can go ahead and do this. And I can go ahead and go over here and do the same thing.
Professor,
Yes.
the way you change it to level 2, I don't have this option.
Okay, you don't have the project browser.
No, I don't.
Okay, to get the project browser open, and this is a good teachable moment because this is something that does happen from time to time. If you don't have the project browser, let me finish this and then I'll go ahead and show you this. So I went ahead and unchecked the define slope. I'll go ahead and do it here as well. And I'll uncheck this define slope. And then when I'm done there, I'll hit the green check mark and take a look at that in 3. Looks like I might have deleted that. What happened? Okay, what happened there? Oh, looks like I, okay, did the wrong one. Okay, so okay, so let's go back to this. This one, I want this one not to be defined. Okay, that should be good. So I'll hit my green check mark and it looks like that. That's what it should look like. All right. And then I'll get to the rest later. Okay, so the thing you were saying is you do not have your project browser. Okay, looks like we got a message here. Yeah, the bathroom door was closed. That's exactly right, Jared. You're actually right. And the thing is, there's actually a way to fix that. I'll show you how to do that in a minute here. So 2 things. Let me go over here. I'll show you how to look through the walls, look through the bathroom door. So if you go up here, and this is for you. That's you, Radhi. You were saying you couldn't see it. So click on view.
Yes.
Click on view right here. Okay, you with me?
Where is it?
You click on the view tab right up here.
Okay.
Then over on the far right, you got the user interface, and you want to click this drop down.
All right. View and then.
So
Sorry, I can't open to view and then what's sorry?
so you go to user interface at the far end here.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you want to make sure you put a check mark in project browser here.
Okay. All right, got it.
Okay, and that'll bring it right back. Okay,
Okay.
now here's the thing. Actually, I kind of just punted on this. I probably shouldn't have been so. When you want to make a view and you want to see it, okay, yeah, this view actually is showing as being open, but it's actually not, as I put it right there. So let me show you what you would do here. There's a couple different things you can do to make this work. First of all, you could actually look through walls. If I click here and pull it over here, you might say, well, man, you're looking through a wall there. Well, you know what? If I go back over here to level 1, what I can do right here is I can actually go in, I can take this view and I can say, I basically want it. I don't want it to be in my way. So I'll go here and I'm going to click on this. And when I click on it, it highlights. Then I'm going to go to hide in view this element. And I just hid that. So what I did is I just hid that wall. So now I'm looking at it without even worrying about it. So I'm looking right through as if the wall doesn't exist. So you're able to go ahead and select objects and then just tell them you don't want to see them, which I'm doing right here. So I'm looking in the bathroom like this. And as I go through here, we go through there. Oh, it looks like this one is actually rotating the wrong direction. The vanity is. So when I go on that, it looks like this. That's what the bathroom looks like. I could then go here and I could then go to realistic. When I go to realistic, it looks like that. And you can see that my vanity is facing the wrong direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate it. So back over to here. And I'll go ahead and rotate this. I'll do this, hit my tab key once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, do that. Or no, 1, 2. Now I'll go ahead and move. Is that right? Yeah, then I'm going to move it against the wall like that. All right, now I go back to 3D view and that looks better now. That's the way it should look. So that right there is giving me a look right there. So how did I do that? When I first got into it, I knew that the wall was in my way, so I basically hid it. So I'll do the same thing again, just because Jared, you mentioned this, I'll do this one more time. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put a camera here. I'm going to look through the door now. So I'm going to go to camera, I'm going to look through the door. I'll go right through here, I'll go ahead and take a look like that. And it's going to do this. So what I have to do is I have to click on this. I have to say, hide this in the view, that element, which I just did. So when I hid that element, it went ahead and hid it, and I can't see that anymore. So now at this point, I'm looking at it from this direction. Then I got another wall in my way. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to say hide this in view, that element, and it does this. And then if I don't want to see this view, I could go, or this whole thing, I could grab this. I'll grab this one. I'll say hide this in the view. Hide this in the view, that element, and it hides that. And I can grab this then and hide this in the view, the element. Now at that point, you can see the bathroom. So that's a little workaround. That's just to show you, because you can hide anything you want to. You're not limited with with Revit, you can actually have your visibility be anything that you want it to be. So now I can actually grab this last one too and hide that if it's kind of getting in my way. Hide view that element. So now I've got this. So I'm looking at the whole bathroom. I could zoom into this and I could then just do a realistic rendering, and that's what that looks like right there. So you're able to take things and move them out just by clicking and hiding by element. And so that's one view right there, and that's another view right there. Same thing, just looking at it, having moved things out of the way. Now over here, the camera actually was actually behind the door here, and it was actually behind the wall here, but I was able to hide those elements. Okay, so we went ahead and we did the we did the roof. Now, the roof at this point is disconnected from the wall. So to connect them, I would click on this wall here, and then I'd go ahead and use this attach the top or base option. So I use the attach, and then I click on the roof, and it attaches that. All right. Now, all of these, I could actually select all these walls at the same time, but I'll just do them one by one just because it might be a little bit easier for you guys to watch it. So I'll click on this, attach, and until I want to attach to the roof, I did that. Now I got this little notch right here. You can see a little notch right there. I want to attach this, same thing, attach to the roof. And that goes ahead and heals that. I want to do this one as well, attach to the roof. Got that. Then I got this little notch here. And, you know, there's a few ways to go about doing this, so you don't have to do that, but I'm just doing this so that you guys can see how it works. And at that point, I'll grab this one, I'll attach that one too. Okay, so now I've got that put together. So I got all that put together. Okay, so at this point, I've got this structure. It looks like this here, and that's looking pretty good. Now, what I want to do now is I want to give the roof some realism. So I'll click on the roof, and I can actually go to my properties and change the kind of roof that I have here. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go down here and choose wood rafter, 8-inch asphalt shingle right there. When I do that and take a look at it, it gives me this asphalt shingle look right there. And I guess I think I'm in realistic, aren't I? Yeah, I'm in realistic view already. So I've got that right there. And this is like a wood. I did this on purpose. I did like kind of a wood sheathing just to make it kind of simple. So that's how that works right there. So that's all together right there. So the only thing that we would have to do now at this point is go ahead. And if I go to level 1, that's all together there. We are looking good. The only thing I have to do now is I have to put a floor down. So I'll go back at this on level 1, and I want to put on the floor. So I'll go to architecture, and I'll go over here to floor. And I'm going to just use floor architecture. I'll use generic floor right here. And what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go ahead and just use this. I'm going to use pick walls. I'm going to go ahead and go around the edge of this. And it's going to make a purple, I should say magenta, pie line all the way around here. And when I'm done with it, I've just completed. I hit the green check mark. Let's see how it looks. Go to 3D. And how does it look? Looks great. That's how you do that. So when you got that, you have a match. Okay, that's it right there. So that is all you have right there. Did I miss a window there? I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I might have missed a window, but you get the idea. So you want to put everything together, and when you're all done, it looks like that there. Well, let me put that back on. I don't want to miss a window without, for no reason. I'll turn on the CAD plan right here. I turn it off. So what I want to do is I want to show the hidden elements, which I'd use this right here, which is reveal the hidden elements, and that's hidden right now. So I'll go ahead and I'll click on the, what do I want to click on? I want to click on the CAD plan. So click on the CAD plan right there, and I'll go ahead and unhide that element. I'll go ahead and I'll close that. So I just unhid the element. Yep, and I missed it. That 4-foot window should be there. So I'll go here, and I'll go to 4 foot. I'll go ahead and place it right here, like that. Okay, so I've got that. Let me go back to 3D. And when I do that, then I have that. Okay, so now that is complete. We've got everything we need right there. And I'm pretty sure that's everything right there. So yeah, we've got everything right there. So once I've got that all in place, what I would do then is I just save it, and I'd save it as. So go to File, Save As.
What's that measurement near the door on the back left side? Is that a window or?
The back left side.
Yeah, or is that just the length of the wall?
Oh, that's just the length of the wall. And you're not going to need that because you're just going to trace over it anyway. So you don't even need the dimensions. But I'm going to save this. So file, save as, and this one's going to be, oh, what are we going to name this? I think we name it, yeah, Revit floor plan 1 is what we name it. So Revit floor plan 1. So Revit floor plan 1, I'll name it. That, and I'm just going to save mine to the desktop, and I'll save it right there. And that's it. And then I just go ahead and submit that. So that's what we have for this week. So those are, again, we're building on basic Revit skills. So again, what I want you guys to get familiar with is just using the properties, you know, up at the top right here. You want to work with the properties and so forth. So you want to work with the properties and see what's going on here, and the project browser. And going through here, I just want you guys to get a feel for that. So this will let you do this. So now I'll go ahead and hide this again. So I'll go here, right click, and hide in view that element. So I'll do that. And so when you're done, it's going to look like that. So that is the assignment for next week. And that's all there is. So it's a little bit, you know, last week and this week are a little bit shorter because I'm going through Revit, trying to get you guys to the place where you're just starting to use the basics right here. And that's it right there. So learning to pan and zoom and work with this right here, getting familiar with it. And this is a very definite project. And yeah, that's what it should look like. And when you're all done, make sure you hide it. I showed you guys how to hide it. I'll do that one more time. What you would do is you'll click on the object right there, and then you can right click and go to hide it. You could also type in VG, visibility graphics. You can also do this, and this lets you hide any individual part of it that you might want to. So in this particular case, it's an imported category. We go to the imported category here, and right here you just uncheck it, and the whole thing will then no longer be visible. So hit apply, and you can do it that way. So there's many different ways to change the visibility. I just showed you 2 different ways to do the same thing. And those are how you can control Revit. The VG, again, that's your visibility graphics. This is your console. That's essentially for turning this is the same thing as turning your layers on and off in AutoCAD is really what it is. So if I go here and click on doors right here, watch this. I click on doors and click apply. My doors all disappear. See that? So I go to doors and I do this. So this is actually how you could actually work with this and make that work. If I go down here to my walls, I'll go to my walls and I'll go ahead and hit, I'll uncheck and hit apply, and they disappear. I've only got the exterior floor wall right there. So I go ahead and put this back on. So you have great visibility options in Revit. And again, I typed in VG, that's visibility graphics. It opens this up. If you want to get to that manually, you go to view, and then visibility graphics is over here. Okay, same thing. So I'm deliberately just saying these things because then they'll be available to you in the video. So you got that. So that is all I have for you guys right now. So are there any questions about this? No? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and going to stop the video, stop the movie here, and we'll go ahead and do this. Stop.